So just like yesterday's reading, the third aliyah, or traditionally the third aliyah, is really the dramatic heart of this part of the story. And we may have noticed in the previous aliyah how Isaac was speaking with his father, and he knows that there's something awry. Here's the wood, but where's the lamb for slaughter? And Abraham says to Isaac, God will see to the lamb. And there's this sense that Isaac knows that something isn't quite right. But in this aliyah, which we're just about to read, instead of Isaac protesting or at least having some kind of dialogue with Abraham, he's completely silent. And rabbinic tradition takes this silence to be a willing acceptance on Isaac's part of his role in all of this, of being sacrificed. And while that might be a very disturbing image for the rabbis, it was also seen as an opportunity to demand of God justice and compassion, because just as our spiritual ancestor, Isaac, sacrificed himself for the good of all of us, so each of us is entitled to our measure of justice and compassion for that sacrifice. There is something else that happens in this parsha that I often don't get to talk about, but that I find fascinating. We know that the ram will be substituted for Isaac. But what's very interesting is that neither God nor the angel who speaks to Abraham sort of brings this ram out for everyone to see. Instead, the text tells us that it's behind, presumably behind Abraham, out of view, caught in the bushes by its horns, which means that Abraham actually had to go out on his own volition and find this ram to substitute in place of Isaac. There's a metaphor here, I think, for our own sense of moral agency, that the great opportunities for us to act on our yearnings for humanity and compassion and justice, they don't come out presented to us in neat packages. No one is going to show us, this is what you do to bring some healing and some peace and some justice into the world. We have to go out and find those opportunities, perhaps where they're most hidden. And so now we'll read the third aliyah. Sorry, it'll take me just a second to find it. ויבוא אל מקום אשר אמר לו האלוהים, ויבן שם אברהם את המזבח, ויערוך את העצים, ויעקוד את יצחק בנו, וישם אותו על המזבח ממעל העצים. וישלח אברהם את ידו, ויקח את המאכלת לשחוט את בנו, ויקרא עליו מלאך אדוני מן השמיים, ויאמר אברהם, אברהם, ויאמר הנני, ויאמר אל תשלח ידך אל הנער, ואל תעש לו מאומה, כי אתה ידעתי כי ירא אלוהים אתה ולא חסכת את בנך את יחידך ממני. וישא אברהם את עיניו, וירא והנה איל אחר נחז בסבך בקרניו. וילך אברהם ויקח את העיל, ויעלהו לעולה תחת בנו. ויקרא אברהם שם המקום ההוא אדוני יראה, אשר יאמר היום בהר אדוני יראה.